What's going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson here for the Sports Arena, and I got the crew in here. So, with tomorrow being June 1st, we definitely wanted to talk about some potential landing spots for one Mr. Julio Jones, arguably one of the top names. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everybody an opportunity to kind of where they think he is going to line up. So, first off, let me get my man, Miss Mike Caratanudo, Believe in the Pac-12 podcast. Mike, where do you think Julio Jones is going to wind up, sir?
Well, Eric, the homer in me right here in Dallas, but that's not going to happen. They're not trading him within the NFC. It wouldn't behoove them to do it unless some NFC team. I'll leave this caveat, like we always do. Unless some NFC team came in with like 3 first-round picks, like the next 3 years of first-round picks, and maybe like 2/3, then Atlanta couldn't say no to that. But to answer your question, where Julio Jones is going, there is one team that makes the most absolute sense to me. And if they want to get back to the Super Bowl, which they're aiming to do, which would put an advantage, it would be the Kansas City Chiefs. That would keep them a teeny bit ahead of the Buffalo Bills. And if you're Patrick Mahomes, I think you restructure your deal. You run in Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, whatever. You run in and you get that job done. We know what kind of offense that Kansas City runs. Obviously, Eric Bieniemy calling it, but that Andy Reid influence that you are obviously very familiar with, and I know you like a lot, Eric. But it makes sense. He goes to the Chiefs. Look, Julio Jones healthy, and I'm tired of hearing that somebody 32 years is old. I get it, football, whatever. He's a receiver. Yes, he has had some injuries. When he's on the field and he's at 100%, as much as I love DeAndre Hopkins, I love Nuke, I just think there is no better receiver in the game. His catching radius is bigger. Yes, I get he's 6'4". His catching radius is bigger. And even if you only need him in the red zone, Eric, it doesn't matter. But, okay, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, whoever else at running back, whoever else at tight end, Patrick Mahomes, and Julio Jones. Look, Baltimore can hang, and we know Buffalo can hang. You know how I feel? Again, Buffalo diva. But when you put more weapons out there and you block for Patrick Mahomes, dude, like I said, with your boy Andy Reid, that is a nasty, nasty fit.
Appreciate it, Mike. All right, fair enough. So we've got 1 for Kansas City. Let me go ahead and get my man, Mr. Alex Fleming, in here, Florida Sun Review and Fantasy and Flavors. Alex, so the question that I'm asking everybody, sir, is with tomorrow being June 1st, where do you, sir, feel that Julio Jones is going to land?
Out of the NFC. I don't want to see Julio in the NFC. You need to find a team that's desperate for a wide receiver who can also trade you a cornerback because you desperately need a cornerback. You know what ATL needs more than skinny jeans? A cornerback. Marcus Peters has become a little bit of a liability, and you already have Marlon Humphrey. And I believe in the 4th and the 5th round, a team drafted Richardson out of SMU and Sean Wade out of Ohio State. Yeah, that's right. The Baltimore Ravens, the team with the best running game, arguably the second best tight end, a nice, cool, calm, and collected defense who's had time to gel, but a young receiving core. Imagine that dynamic. J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, Rashad Bateman, Tyrus Wallace, Hollywood, Mark Andrews, and El Freaky. That's got AFC Championship written all over it. You get rid of Peters, you send him to the ATL, and now you have a 3-way fight in the AFC between the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. You can't write this stuff.
Well, sir, actually you can, and if it happens, I'm looking forward to seeing that article. My man Alex Fleming, Florida Sun Review and Fantasy and Flavors. So before I get to my pick, let me go and get our girl, Miss Megan Price, 806 Sports and the Sip Off. Megan, thank you so much for joining me. Megan, where do you think, same question I've asked to Mike Alex, where do you think Julio Jones, where's his next landing spot?
You know, as soon as I heard what Julio said to Shannon Sharp, I immediately thought about Seattle. You know, Seattle, we heard about drama with Russ during the offseason. There was possible trade destinations. And so they're going to do what they can to keep Russ happy. And that's going to be getting one of the best receivers in the league. But the thing about that is he's aging. He's 32. And so even though you don't want to see him in the same conference, ATL's not worried about being competitive this year because they're not going to be competitive this year. I see him in Seattle.
Wow, Seattle. All right, Ms. Megan Price, appreciate you. Thank you. So for me, yes, I might consider it to be a homer pick, but I truly believe that the best landing spot for Julio Jones is Philadelphia, and here's why. One, he brings a veteran wide receiver presence to the young wide receivers, especially the Heisman Trophy winner, rookie Devontae Smith, a Jalen Reagor, a J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, a Greg Ward. These young men who can look up to this man and learn it the right way. Julio has been a consistent figurehead, not only in the NFL, but with Atlanta. He has set records. This man is the reason why Atlanta has had such great success. To bring that type of leadership to Philadelphia to help elevate the next generation of wide receivers would be it's a match made in heaven. Secondly, as according to the schedulers and to those who decide to bring out, how the schedules are laid out from strength to weakness, Philly has the weakest schedule. So what does that mean? That means if Jalen Hurts and Julio Jones can connect, Julio is going to be that guy. And listen, you can't cheat size. You can't cheat speed. Julio Jones might be 32 years old, but I still feel he's got 3 good years left in the tank. And if he goes to a team like Philadelphia, where he can be that guy and finish his career on a high note, on a team that is on the up and coming, on a team that can set the tone, not only in the NFCs, but remind people that Philly is not a team to be messed with, they could do some serious damage. My third reason, who does Philly play week 1 in the 2021 schedule? Oh, that's right. It's the Atlanta Falcons in Mercedes-Benz Superdome. So you know what, Julio, you want to stick it to your former team and remind them that they made probably the biggest mistake of their life outside of 28-3. Come on to Philadelphia, my man. That's where he needs to be, in my opinion. I got one more guy here joining us here late night. It is my man from Sideline Sports Network, Mr. John Shear. John, are you there, my brother?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
What's up, man?
I just got your message, so I figured I'd hop on the show. What's going on?
So really quick, John, talk to us about where you think Julio Jones is going to wind up, sir. What is your thought process when it comes to Julio?
Well, Julio did mention that he wants to go to a winner, so Philly is off the table. Dallas, the whole NFC East is off the table, so we can just get that out of the way. He obviously wants, so I could see Green Bay. Can't see Tampa Bay, even though they're a winner. I could see Seattle. I've heard a lot of Seattle and Green Bay being discussed. So if it was for my money, I could see Green Bay or Seattle. Seattle's the front runner right now, from what I've heard. Russell Wilson already has Tyler Lockett. He already has DK Metcalf, and he's been wanting help. And who better to add than Julio Jones? I mean, Seattle is going to be one of the best teams in the league anyway, so their first-round pick is basically a second-round pick. So you're willing to part ways with that. You don't have a 2022 first-round pick. That's the only catch in that. But you're willing to give up the 2023 first-round pick if Atlanta is willing to go and skip the 2022 draft and get a first-rounder 2 drafts from now. So I think Seattle's the best landing spot for Julio Jones. He doesn't have to do it all. You still got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and then Russell Wilson's amazing. So for my money, Seattle, you probably could win a championship, giving Russell Wilson that kind of help on top of what he already has. I mean, that team was pretty great last year. They just need a little bit of help. Julio Jones, pretty great addition.
Fair enough. John Shear, Sideline Sports Network. They do it for us here tonight on the Sports Arena. Potential landing spots for one Mr. Julio Jones. We will